It's time to live your stronger life. Hey, I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here, we ditch the quick fixes and build real strength inside and out. So whether you're here to tone up, drop the body fat, build muscle, mental resilience, or ditch the diet culture, or just feel bloody good in your skin, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Alright fam, welcome back. Today we are diving into a topic that can literally make or break your results in your fitness journey, your fat loss, your mood, your appetite, your health, your well-being, everything in between. It is sleep. So we're going to be talking about sleep. What most people think progress is all about is training hard in the gym and eating right. But if your sleep and stress management is off, then everything else falls apart. So I want to talk and unpack why sleep is so powerful and what you can do to help get yourself more sleep. So let's talk about why sleep is so important first of all. So first of all, it's fat loss and metabolism effects. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired the next day. It actually throws your hormones completely out of balance. So when you don't sleep enough, your cortisol, your stress hormone goes up. Now, cortisol is meant to spike in the mornings and then it's just meant to ease off throughout the day. That's like a perfectly normal routine, right? But if you're not getting adequate sleep, then your cortisol may be elevated all day long. And that is not what we want. We want to see it ebb and flow. That's the more normal part. Another major hormone that gets affected is your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone. It spikes. That is why you are often very snacky, always looking for more sugary foods, and never feeling satisfied when you're having a really crappy night's sleep. So you're having more cravings, you're overeating, and that will also slow down your fat loss. So on top of that, sleep deprivation slows down your metabolism, which not your metabolism like internally, but more like you're tired, your energy output is going to decrease. You're going to do less and less throughout the day. So your metabolism, or your, not really, I don't like saying metabolism per se because that's more about like your internal stuff going on, but it's more like your energy output decreases, therefore you're not in as much of a calorie deficit. So studies even show people who sleep less do store more body fat even if they're dieting. So if fat loss is your goal, sleep is seriously a non-negotiable. Now, what about the goal for growing muscle and recovery? So think of sleep as your body's repair shop. After a workout, your muscles are broken down. There's metabolic byproducts from all of the exercise, and there's inflammation, and your body needs to recover, and they rebuild stronger mainly while you're sleeping. Growth hormone, which is essential for recovery and muscle development, is released mostly during deep sleep. So without enough rest, your strength, endurance, and performance are all going to take a hit. And you know that when you've had a really crappy night's sleep and you try and turn up to the gym, you just don't feel the same. You feel a bit dizzy, you feel a bit funky, you feel a bit weak. Well, yeah, that you can, you've felt it, right? And it's also literally internally making a really big difference on your recovery and ability to build muscle. And then if you want to crush your workouts and feel unstoppable during the day, then sleep will also just affect your energy and performance. So you need ATP, which is your body's energy currency. It's like money in your bank account. And quality sleep also helps to boost ATP production, meaning more endurance, motivation, focus, energy, drive, performance, strength, everything in between. Sleep also sharpens your reaction time, coordination, focus. It lowers injuries risks and keeps you being able to be consistent with your training because you have energy to turn up to training. And don't forget, a good night's sleep also is super duper important on your immune system. Now, sleep doesn't just change your body, it also changes your mind. A rested brain regulates neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine and your ability to concentrate and focus and just tackle day-to-day life, right? So those two in particular, serotonin and dopamine, they keep your mood stable and your motivation high. So without sleep, you're going to have high stress, high anxiety, sometimes depression can increase. And also, your mental resilience really gets affected. If you had a really crappy night's sleep and you're super tired and one thing goes wrong and then another thing goes wrong and another thing goes wrong, you just want to cry and you just can't handle life. But if you had a really well night's sleep and you're quite well rested and all of that stuff happens, then you're much more likely to be able to manage it and adapt along the way as well. So it's that brain focus and ability to function is a really big one. So with consistent quality sleep, your brain is going to feel more clear, clarity, productive, and resilient. So I don't know, if that's not enough of a reason to just start dialing in on your sleep based on everything I've just talked about, then I don't know what else I can do for you. You might need to find a different podcast. But let's jump into some tips and tricks on how to actually improve your sleep, more importantly. So here are some very powerful habits. 1, set your environment up right. Cool, dark, quiet room, comfortable pillow, good mattress, comfy blankies. But being a bit cooler is a really important one. That can make a really big difference actually with the temperature of the room. Then the other side of this is stick to a routine. Have a very similar bedtime and waking up time, even on the weekends. If you can try and keep your wake and sleep cycles within about half an hour, that is a pretty good range to not make too much of a crazy difference on your circadian rhythm. So your body can generally handle, if you wake up or go to bed about half an hour either side, that should work really well. But having a routine that you stick with even on the weekends will make a really big difference. Your body loves routine and consistency when it comes to your sleep as well. Now, we all know this one: limit your screen time, cut back on blue lights at least an hour before bed. A lot of technology these days do have some blue light blocking, and they go into night mode on the screens and things like that, which can really be beneficial, but decreasing your amount of screen usage, because the blue light is similar to the kind of daylight, so it gives signals to your brain to say, hey, it's actually daytime, we don't really need to be going to sleep right now. So it kind of confuses your brain. So the more that you can cut back on that blue harsh light and more, bring it down to more nighttime light, really try and cover that up, less screens, that's also going to help give signals to your brain that it is time to go to sleep. And similarly with that is a word I really struggle to say, lol. But similarly, if you can go from overhead lights to lamps in your house as well that are closer to the ground, it's also signaling to your brain, it's almost simulating like a sunset inside of your house. So switching from overhead lights down towards lamps also gives your brain this signal of, okay, well, it's daytime and now it's going into nighttime, because we're creating a bit of a sunset within your house as well. Speaking of sunlight and things like that, if you can, upon waking, get some real fresh morning sunlight in your eyeballs as soon as you possibly can, that is an awesome starting point to actually help you have better sleep that night. So your sleep and quality starts from the morning. So if you can wake up and see the sunrise or see early morning light, that's now sending signals to your circadian rhythm, to your brain, to say, hey, it's morning time, let's get up, let's get moving, let's set the clock. And then it knows, all right, X amount of time later, that's when we're going to be getting ready for bed. And then vice versa on the other side, if you can actually watch the sunset, if you can get some sunset color into your eyeballs as well, that's also going to start to trigger your sleep routine, your circadian rhythm to start winding down and getting ready for bed. So the nerves and your brain, the nerves in your eyes and your brain interpret the different colors of the sky in order to actually regulate your circadian rhythm. So the sunrise color scheme, the daytime color scheme, and the sunset color scheme actually makes an impact on the way on your brain and on your circadian rhythm too, which I think is really, really cool. And something that you can easily implement is just trying to get your eyes to see those different lights. Something else that can help regulate your natural sleep cycle or your circadian rhythm is regular exercise. So you may feel too tired to exercise, but by not exercising, you're actually affecting your sleep cycle. So exercise is very, very beneficial to help regulate your sleep. First thing in the morning, wakes you up, gets you energized. Later at night, it may be more beneficial to do more relaxing, stretching, meditating, gentle yoga, and that's also going to help to start relax and reset your system as well. Now, these ones are probably going to be pretty obvious. Skip late caffeine, after kind of lunchtime. Everyone's a little bit different on how quickly they can metabolize caffeine, but generally speaking, after midday, it's a good idea to reduce your caffeine intake. Having super duper heavy meals before bed, because then your body's busy digesting, it doesn't really want to sleep right now. So avoiding really, really heavy meals, or at least having a bigger meal with a bit of time for your body to digest it before you're trying to lay down and go to sleep. And alcohol really affects your sleep quality. People think that alcohol helps to put them to sleep, but in fact it actually destroys your sleep quality. So really avoiding alcohol as much as you can is going to be really beneficial for your sleep as well. You may feel like it knocks you out to sleep, but actually it's destroying your sleep quality. Tips and tricks to manage stress and to quieten your mind, because I know that can also really affect a lot of people when they are trying to fall asleep. So trying a lead meditation, journaling. I like to recommend to my ladies to have a little journal by their bed that they can do a bit of brain dumping before they go to sleep. So writing down any worries or things you don't want to forget about or anything like that in a journal can help to kind of switch your mind off. Doing a deep breathing practice, doing some stretching, some yoga, foam rolling, listening to calming music, anything like that to help manage your stress levels as well. And having a bedtime routine that sends signals to your body to say, hey, we're getting ready for sleep now, whether it's reading in bed, whether it's having a particular like tea or like little nighttime drink, or following a set routine that sends signals to your brain to go, oh, every time I do this, we go to sleep afterwards. So because we're doing it now, we must be going to sleep soon. It's like literally sends a signal to your brain to be doing that. And then there's some other kind of boosters, such as some people may find benefit from lavender oil, like a scent that they can have in like if you have a diffuser or something like that. You can also try different foods, can also help you fall asleep. So anything that has tryptophan in it, which is sweet potato, almonds, bit of a high protein little snack like some Greek yogurt, things like that. That can also sometimes help people have a little bit of a nighttime snack can help, because if you do go to bed too hungry, then you're also going to wake up in the middle of the night hungry. So you want to make sure that you're feeling good and ready to fall asleep. Now, here are some supplements that can help, some more natural kind of ones. One that I highly recommend that every single human being take, I think it's just fabulous, is magnesium glycinate. Taking that before bed can really help with muscle relaxation and stress management as well. I think everyone should take magnesium tablets, in my opinion. I feel like everyone is quite deficient in magnesium in general, so I think it's a really beneficial one. Some people might like to take melatonin. That's usually prescribed by a doctor though. Ashwagandha, that can also be quite beneficial. There's other supplements such as L-theanine or valerian root, passion flower. You often find those in teas as well, which can also help you just to kind of calm down, relax. Some people like peppermint tea, things like that, chamomile, anything that kind of calms your nervous system down to get you ready for sleep. So there you have it, ladies. Sleep isn't just rest, but it is one of the most powerful tools you have for fat loss, muscle growth, performance, and mental health. So don't just focus on what you're doing in the gym or the kitchen. You need to focus on what's going on in the bedroom as well. If you prioritize your sleep, I promise you everything else in life gets better. So if you found this helpful, share it with a friend who also needs a reminder to stop scrolling at midnight and just go the F to bed. If you get a bit snacky at midnight because you're busy swiping and scrolling, go to bed. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me, Sammy_livestrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Livestrong family, please message me, Livestrong, on Instagram, and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.